So by having Angel Reese on the cover is like basically saying, again, that's the Caitlin Clark effect. All of those names you mentioned a year ago, I believe most of the general populace would not know who they are. They know who they are a little bit.
This expansion, they're drunk on Caitlin Clark. Kunta Kinte has them drunk and thinking, hey, we can now expand. And that's, I think the rosters are 12. Caitlin Clark is the slave that's building the WNBA, and all these black women are climbing all over top of her and piggybacking her to relevance and money. She's Kunta Kinte.
The Chicago Sky just fired their coach, and Angel Reese is not happy, but that's not even the craziest part. There are doping allegations flying around, and Angel Reese is to move on. I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos. Without subscribing, it costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. Angel Reese just set a new WNBA record, but now she's in the middle of a doping scandal. How did this happen? Let's talk about her incredible rookie season. Reese was on fire, averaging 13.1 rebounds per game and racking up 15 consecutive doubles. That's insane. She was breaking records left and right, but here's where things get wild. There are allegations that Reese used performance-enhancing drugs. We're talking EPO and anabolic steroid stuff that's totally banned in the WNBA. Can you imagine? This rising star might have been cheating the whole time. You know, it's crazier. This is just the beginning. Wait till you hear what happened next. The drama is about to hit a whole new level, and you won't believe how it all unfolds. Hold up, the drama didn't stop with Reese. The Chicago Sky just dropped a bombshell that's got everyone talking. Why would they fire their coach right when things were heating up? The Chicago Sky front office made a move that sent shockwaves through the WNBA.
Angel Reese is to be completely believed that there's no hate, they both get along, they're cool with each other, they're high-end competitors, etc., etc. And you also are old enough to know that in this society, whether they want to admit it or not, they don't like seeing somebody black coming at somebody white who is a beloved star of theirs. But you've known they were coming for you when you were waving your hands in your face to mock Caitlin Clark and you were beating her for the national championship.
They fired head coach Teresa Weatherspoon after a disappointing 13-27 season. This wasn't just any coach. Weatherspoon was Angel Reese's mentor, and the reason she came to Chicago in the first place. Imagine being in Reese's shoes. You're having this incredible rookie season, breaking records left and right, and then bam, the person who believed in you the most is suddenly gone. Reese was devastated. She took to social media saying she was lost for words and emphasizing that her bond with Weatherspoon would last forever. But here's where it gets wild. The timing of this firing is super suspicious. Why now? Why? After just one season, the Sky was in a rebuilding phase and injuries had plagued the team. It's not like Weatherspoon had a fair shot at success. Fans and analysts are scratching their heads. They're questioning the Sky management and their long-term strategy. Come on, you don't just fire a coach without a good reason, right? Nadia Rawlinson, co-owner of the Chicago Sky, tried to explain the decision. She said they made this move after careful consideration and that they're aiming to be a playoff contender in the future. But let's be real, that explanation feels a little weak. Think about it. The Sky went from being a solid playoff team to having their worst season in years. They lost key players, struggled with injuries, and now they're firing their coach. It's like they're hitting the panic button. But what if there's more to this story? What if Weatherspoon firing isn't just about the team's record? Remember those doping allegations we talked about earlier? Well, some people are starting to connect the Is it possible that the Sky is trying to distance themselves from the scandal? Are they using Weatherspoon as a scapegoat? It's a wild theory, but in the world of professional sports, crazier things have happened. Let's look at the fact. Reese had an incredible season under Weatherspoon coaching. She was breaking records and dominating the court, but now, with these doping allegations in the mix, everything is under scrutiny.
What is Angel Reese doing on the 50 most influential people in sports figures? Are you kidding me? A woman that rebounds and shows up half naked to games?
If you're going to put a black female from that league on that real estate, shouldn't it be Asia, not Angel Reese? Couple of things. I will say that about that cover with Miss Reese. It's an upgrade from some of the recent swimsuit edition cover models. I will give them that.
The Sky's management might be thinking they need a fresh start, new coach, new culture, no connections to any potential scandals. It's a drastic move. But when you're dealing with something as serious as doping allegations, teams will do whatever it takes to protect their reputation. This whole situation is like a pressure cooker. You've got a star player facing serious allegations, a team underperforming, and now a coach getting fired out of nowhere. Something's got to give, right? Turns out the pressure cooker just exploded. The Chicago Sky locker room is a disaster zone of broken trust and shattered morale, but here's the real kicker. How does a team recover when their star player becomes their biggest liability? The doping allegations against Angel Reese have sent shockwaves through the entire organization. Players who used to be teammates are now looking at each other with suspicion. It's like the whole team got dropped into a spy movie and nobody knows who to trust anymore. Imagine being in that locker room. Right now, you've got players who were celebrating Reese's incredible rookie season just a few weeks ago. Now they're probably wondering if every rebound, every point, every record was legit. That's got to mess with your head, right? Reese's performance was off the chart. She was averaging 13.6 points per game and set a WNBA record for rebounds. But now all that success is tainted. Her teammates are stuck in this weird position where they have to question everything they saw on the court. It's not just about Reese, though. This whole mess is affecting everyone on the team. Players are probably second-guessing themselves, wondering if they should have noticed something. The trust that's so crucial for a team to function, yeah, that's pretty much gone out the window. And let's talk about the timing. The WNBA was riding high with increased viewership thanks in part to stars like Caitlin Clark.
The first rookie to win WNBA Player of the Month since the award's inception in 2010, and last night it was no exception. They were sky high for Caitlin Clark and the Fever, but to start the season, they had a little bit of a rough go of it. They lost their first 5 games. They ended up 1-8 through their first 9 games, and during that first month, the playoffs, they didn't feel realistic at all. Indy entered the Olympic break 11-15 on the year, and then they really turned it around. They've won 7 of their 8 since. They clinched a playoff berth for the first time since 2016, which, by the way, was the last year of Hall of Famer and franchise icon Tamika Catchings.
Now they've got this scandal threatening to overshadow all the positive momentum. It's like the league took 2 steps forward and then got hit with a massive curveball. But here's where it gets really complicated. This isn't just about one player or one team anymore. The scandal is raising some serious questions about the entire sport. Are we putting too much pressure on these athletes to perform at superhuman levels? Are we creating an environment where players feel like they have to cheat to keep up? Think about it. These women are expected to be role models, break records, and push their bodies to the limit, all while under intense scrutiny. Is it any wonder that some might be tempted to take shortcuts? And it's not just about the players. The coaching staff is under fire too. There are reports that Weatherspoon's coaching strategies might have contributed to the dysfunction in the locker room. Some people are saying she favored Reese, which only added fuel to the fire when the doping allegations came out. So now you've got a team that's not just dealing with a potential cheating scandal, but also questions about favoritism and leadership. It's like a perfect storm of drama, and it's tearing the Sky apart from the inside. The big question now is, how does the Chicago Sky move forward from this? Can they rebuild that trust, or is the damage already done? And what about Reese? Even if she's cleared of these allegations, will her teammates ever look at her the same way again? This whole situation is shining a spotlight on the dark side of professional sports. It's easy to cheer for the highlights and celebrate the wins, but we don't often see the intense pressure these athletes are under. Maybe this scandal will force us to have some real conversations about the expectations we put on our sports heroes. Angel Reese isn't going down without a fight, but can she save her career? The WNBA star is facing the toughest challenge of her life, and it's not just about basketball anymore. Reese is battling doping allegations that could destroy everything she's worked for. You know what's crazy? Reese was on top of the world just a few weeks ago. She was breaking records, making headlines, and living her dream. Now she's in the fight of her life, trying to clear her name and rebuild her reputation. But here's the thing, Reese isn't just facing these allegations. She's also dealing with a whole system that seems stacked against her. In her own words, many don't even know what it's like to be a Black woman in sports when nobody believes in you. Can you imagine that pressure? It's not just about proving your innocence, it's about proving your worth in a world that's ready to doubt you at every turn. Reese is in a tough spot. If these allegations turn out to be true, we're talking serious consequences. We could be looking at suspensions, bans, maybe even the end of her WNBA career. It's not just about losing games, it's about losing everything she's worked for. But let's be real for a second, this isn't just about Angel Reese. This whole situation is shining a light on some big issues in professional sports. Think about it, these young athletes are under insane pressure to perform. They're expected to be supreme, to break records, to be role models. Is it any wonder that some might be tempted to take shortcuts? Reese's situation is a wake-up call. It's forcing us to look at the intense pressure we put on these athletes. We cheer for the highlights and celebrate the wins, but we don't often see the stress and the struggles behind the scenes. Maybe it's time we start asking some tough questions.